You're locked into Hits 92.3. The views, stories, and opinions shared on this program belong solely to the hosts and their guests. They do not represent the views of Hits 92.3 Radio, management, staff, partners, advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. And if you don't know what any of that means, listener discretion is advised. Now sit back, turn up your volumes, and enjoy the content from one of the greatest, dopest radio personalities to ever touch this microphone in 3, 2, 1.
Hey y'all, hey, how y'all doing today? It's your girl Sunshine Reigns, aka Griselda Blanca, aka Uni the Motivator, aka the Party Starter. But you tune in each and every day because I am your hood unicorn. I'm here to wake you up with positivity, motivation, current events, and a ton of laughter. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get this show started today. I'm going to go ahead and give you a trigger warning now because I'm be 100% honest with you. Sunshine is going to be in her feelings. So trigger warning. At the very beginning of the show, I'm going to be in my feelings today. And being in my feelings means that I might be cussing. Being in my feelings means that I might cry. Being in my feelings means I might say some stuff y'all might not agree with, but you know, sometimes the revolutionary in me say things that people don't agree with. And you love it, you like it, you don't, whatever it is, but this is my truth. And sometimes we need to hear the truth of the people. You need to hear what people really are feeling. And everybody don't agree about everything, but that's what makes the world go round. And that's what makes us a beautiful place. And we deserve those abilities. But it feels like in America, something always happens to a Black child. And that somehow the conversation always ends up being about, well, what did the child do wrong? How the child, the victim, is actually at fault for whatever. Today, we're going to talk about the not guilty verdict in the death of 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack-Belton and why this case has so many people thinking about the past and how this is something that we've seen before if you're old enough. So we'll talk about that in the comparison to Latasha Harlan's. More importantly, we're also going to be asking a bigger question. Why does it seem like Black children are consistently expected to be more mature, more responsible, and somehow less innocent than everyone else? We're going to get into the verdict, calls for boycott, and a conversation that's happening all over social media right now. A little later, we'll also talk about Court Stormy Wellington and the FTC settlement. Baby, we got some, that's tea. That's tea. We're going to talk about that tea. And we'll talk about the Tennessee flex loans that critics are saying are keeping people trapped in debt. I know a mob back loan system when I see one, and this one right here really got me thinking this is some loan sharking. Like, this is some real loan shark shit. Okay, so y'all already know we got some things to talk about today. We'll give you a chance to be a part of the conversation and just have a good time, listen to some good music, and make sure we understand what's going on in our community. All right, so y'all stay tuned. This is All Hustle No Fear on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Ew.
I could hold you in my arms forever, but it wouldn't be long enough. Time is of the essence, yeah, but I'm running out. Why can't I run away from you? Why can't I run away from you? No, just say you won't.
But of course, I'm having lover's remorse. Climax after climax, and now I'm looking for my drawers. Oh, they on the floor. See, I got a pre-rolled in the car. It's crazy how feelings can change between yesterday and tomorrow. Your late 20s, they got you all up in my business. See, younger women be less likely to question my intentions. You feeling my vibe, you know this shit you came by. Even though it's still shit I can't buy, I'm gon' try. See, these days to see the real friends or the yes friends. These days to see the wedding ring or it's chase my dream. Fucking right, and I got a bad thing for the night. And tomorrow's a different story. See, that's the story of my life. But
hold you in my arms forever, but it wouldn't be long enough. Time is of the essence, yeah. But I'm running out, I'm running out. Why can't I run away from you? Why can't I run away from you? No, just say you won't.
but of course, she always got a voice. With social media temptation, it means I'll always have a choice. I'm psychologically pre-wired to be mentally sex crazed. It got me eating the groceries, thinking back to my I don't give head days. I was young and naive, I was stuck in my ways. She said, most niggas do it and I'm just not acting my age. I know you worked your ass off for that new ass. You gotta show the world, let your phone be the newscast. You give me some more. I'm getting high, thinking of all of the shit that we did on the low. My tenderoni from Tinder be giving the love below. A high key. You willing to try me? You willing to bypass all of my shortcomings and kamikaze?
I could hold you in
I see.
my arms forever, but it wouldn't be long enough. Time is of the essence, yeah. But I'm running out, I'm running out. Why can't I run away from you? Why can't I run away from you? No, just say you won't.
Just say you won't. Just say you won't.
Hey, the secret's out. Hits 92.3 is now accepting submissions for brand new shows. That's right, you could become a radio personality right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. You don't have experience? That's okay. You don't live in Georgia? That's okay. You don't know what to do now? Now that's not okay. But your girl is here to help you out. Email us today at hits923newshow@gmail.com and tell us about your potential show with Hits. Again, that email address is hits923newshow@gmail.com. Don't be last. The slots are filling fast.
Alright, so Slim, you still got the wave. Alright. Sonya Blaine, what up, though? Kenny Misfit, what up, though? Yeah. 2 eye, man. 2 eye, man. 2 eye, man. What? 2 eye, man. 2 eye, man. What?
I'm in the clouds when I'm with you. Girl, what's your name? I hope this don't offend you. Tastes like cocaine. I didn't think I'd get you. I get so high. Now I'm feeling for you, baby. Where's the lie?
My baby long roses of wine, out of blue. This feels like love, like love.
Ribbons in the sky, they fall on you. This feels like love, like love.
What you lacing in my weed? Put my life on my life.
and surviving the function. Is that tribe or there's something? Where this shit was by dead, girl, till I end up coming out rap like I signed a dungeon. Yeah, like big boy Dre now. Try to kinda look like Bay now. I'ma shoot my shot like Jay now. Shit, I shoot like right now. Home team girl like straight now. On God, let the Lord make a way now. You be scared, go to church like gay now. But ain't scared, I'm with a DJ now. She said I pass on the hot movie blade now. But I like them blocks, okay now. Shit, I'll shade them. I said, girl, your love is so guitar. Now let me play on that. I play your favorite song, God Clash, let me stay on that. I knew it was a smash when I featured Sonya Blade on that. 4 years later, caught her up and hit replay on that. Girl, I had you spending all your funds. Hit you with this rock and you think that I'm cheating Peter Gunn. Say some shit like, nigga, did you smoke crack before you came over? You remind me of my G, but I just Range Rovers. Dog that pussy, I don't really care, I just want you to come around my way. I know I gotta let them out there to make you scream, God. Find your pay, ain't he good? Yeah, think I like it better around my face. Get your top 8, I think I like it better around my space. Tano, anyway, white lines, black love, opposites attract in here. I just brought the pack in here, and I brought this hard drive computer, don't get hacked in here. 2i tribe on God, blade, we snapped in here. Willie and baby.
Roses of wine, out of blue. This feels like love, like love.
Ribbons in the sky, they fall on you. This feels like love, like love.
Right on it, boy, I sing you out of reach when I ride on it. What you lacing in my weed, put my life on it. Boy, you know just what to do. Baby, I can't wait to get to you.
It's the
I just want to run my business and do relationship with my friends, and that's it. That's it. That's it.
You are now tuned in to All Hustle and No Fear with your girl, the Hood Unicorn. Come on, let's go.
Back against the wall, last name against the rope. Middle finger stretched, if you're thinking it's a joke, tell my friend I'm about to blow, 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 about to blow.
Woo, honey. Hey, y'all. Hey, how y'all doing today? It's your girl, Sunshine Reigns. We better go ahead and jump right into this show. There's so much to unpack. Okay, so first of all, let's go ahead. Let's just let me start in the comment section and just say hi to everybody. Hey, teacher Anitra, how you doing? Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I see Mama Rasta is out there. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Y'all saying hi to each other. Hey, Raise and Blaze. Yes, my wellness morning. Okay. All right, so we got that all out the way. Let's go ahead and get this thing started. If you have been under a rock, then you would not know what's going on in South Carolina right now, where the trial has just concluded of the death of Cyrus Carmack-Belton, who was a 14-year-old boy who went into a gas station, and after he left, he was chased by the owners of the gas station and then executed in the middle of the street. Basically, right? Because any other narrative is a false truth. And we watched the trial. Some of us watched the trial and really listened to everything that was said and could not fathom anything other than a guilty verdict coming back. We watched the videos of the young man in the gas station, and we couldn't fathom anything other than a guilty verdict coming back. And yet again, here we are, where someone has executed one of our children for no reason other than let's just be honest, racism. Other than the thought that Black lives or Black children don't deserve a certain amount of dignity. $1 water, you guys, $1 water is all that it took for someone to believe that their gun was the appropriate measure of justice. If you haven't heard this story, if this is unbeknownst to you, we'll get into it. So, a South Carolina jury has found former convenience store owner Rick Chow not guilty of murder in the 2023 shooting death of 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack-Belton. The verdict was returned nearly after 9 hours of deliberation following a week-long trial in Richland County. Carmack-Belton was killed on May 28, 2023, after an encounter at Chow's convenience store in Columbia, South Carolina. Prosecutors argued that Chow wrongly suspected the teenager of stealing 4 bottles of water and chased him more than 130 yards from the store after shooting before shooting him in the back. Sorry about that. According to prosecutors, Carmack-Belton had not stolen the water and never threatened Chow or his son. They argued that although the teen was carrying a handgun, the weapon failed during the chase and was never pointed at anyone. Multiple witnesses testified that they did not see Belton holding or pointing a gun as he ran. The defense presented a different version of events. Chow's attorney argued that Belton pointed a firearm at Chow's son during the confrontation and that Chow fired a single shot because he believed his son's life was in immediate danger. The defense maintained that Chow acted in defense of another person and not out of anger or malice. Following the verdict, members of the Carmack-Belton family were visibly emotional in the courtroom. Family attorney Todd Rutherford announced that they intend to pursue a civil lawsuit. Community members and protesters also gathered outside the former convenience store location, continuing calls for justice in the case. Okay, so this case has drawn national attention because many people who are geriatric millennials or older remember the case where it just is so similar. This mirrors it so bad to the point where the cliche of history repeats itself this is not a repetition at this point. This is the exact same thing. It's the exact same situation. This is deja vu. If you are old enough, if you are like me and grew up in California, I was in California in 1999. I remember the story of 15-year-old Latasha Harlins. She was in Los Angeles. Harlins was shot and killed by Korean American convenience store owner Soon Ja-do after being accused of attempting to steal a bottle of orange juice. Surveillance video showed that Harlins had the money in her hand. The money was in her hand. She was subsequently shot in the back of the head. Du was convicted of voluntary manslaughter, but received probation. Not a day in jail. Not a day in jail. That sentence sparked widespread outrage in the Black community and became one of several events that contributed to the tensions preceding the 1992 Los Angeles riots. While the facts of the two cases differ slightly, critics have pointed to similarities involving Black teenagers, accusations of theft, armed convenience store owners, and public debates whether the legal system adequately values the lives of Black victims. The verdict on the Carmack-Belton case is expected to continue fueling conversations about race, self-defense laws, and gun ownership and accountability in America. Okay, so we're going to talk about some things. The first thing I want to bring up, because I've got videos too, and we're really going to break this down for a while. First thing I want to bring up is when little white kids are gifted guns by their parents, when white kids have guns because they go shooting and hunting and everything else like that, you know, it's almost as if a pass is given, like it's a rite of passage. Oh, I've been shooting since I was 6. Me and my daddy, we've been hunting since I was a wee jit to a brick, or whatever else they say. Am I justifying the fact that this tender age child, and I'm going to call him that because that was a child, no matter how you portray this boy to be a man and to be a menace, this was a child, and he reacted just as a child would, right? Just because this child had a weapon on him for whatever he perceived to be a threat, y'all proved him right. Y'all realize that, right? The gun violence that he had a gun to protect himself from is exactly why he had it. Because people out here shooting folks for no reason. He just thought that the person that was going to come at him was going to become somebody that either looked like him or was his age. He didn't expect it to be somebody who should have stayed their ass in their business. And when I say they business, I don't mean mind the business that minds you. I mean in your actual location, your store. You left the store to go chase the assailant. I have worked at enough big box locations to know that one of the things that they tell you is you don't pursue them outside of the store. That is for loss prevention or whatever to do. But even still, once they down the street, that's the police. That's not you no more. That's the police. With them inside your store, that's completely different. They in your house. Once that little boy walked outside, and this is the thing, he did not run. No, none of his actions constituted someone who was moving nefariously. And the reason why I can say that is I worked at Family Dollar for 8 years. I can tell when a person is being shifty, when they trying to hide something in their pocket. And that's what the guy kept saying. He looked like he was trying to hide. Do you know what 4 water bottles look like trying to put in a hoodie? They wouldn't have sat there. There were so many things about this that I really felt like common sense in this sense is common. And the jury is going to come back and they are going to do the right thing, that it's going to make sense. The fact that you didn't even give them a guilty verdict like you did Son. At least for Latasha, she got a guilty verdict in her case. But there was no justice. This little boy don't even get a guilty verdict. His family gets absolutely no justice for the senseless taking of his life. $1? You've got a president who is stealing billions from the collective right now. And this little boy just lost his life for 99 cents. Make this make sense. Why is it that certain people feel as though that they can be judge, jury, and executioner in the moment, and that the other person has absolutely no ability, no chance? I said I was going to try not to be emotional during this because I want to be able to really just be I want to be able to be as neutral as possible, but I can't be neutral. And I think that's the part of my show that I understand where my line is drawn. I am not a journalist. And I know I'm not a journalist because journalism means being non-biased, and it means taking yourself out and only reporting the issue. I can't do that. I can't take myself out of it. Because when I look at Cyrus, I see my brother, Mike. Cyrus looks exactly like Mike did when he was 16. When I see Cyrus, I can't help but to think about Tamir Rice, who lived in Cleveland, Ohio, where I am from. He was just outside playing. He was just outside playing. And before a cop even asked him, hey, what are you doing? Any benefit of the doubt, he was shot and killed for playing outside with a gun that his parents bought from the store because it was a toy. I think about Trayvon Martin, who wasn't even allowed to walk home from the store without somebody suspecting him of being some sort of thug. And he's just walking in his neighborhood. And then you guys wonder why we helicopter over our children, why our kids don't go outside and play. I was just told, hey, look, we need to go ahead and get Georgie's a license. He needs to get an ID. Not a license, not a driver's license, but he just needs his physical ID. And it wasn't me negating the fact that he needed it. It was me wondering why so early. He doesn't go anywhere. He's always at the house with us. Why does he need his ID? But it made absolute sense because he's a young Black man and he's starting to have facial hair. And just because we see him as our baby outside of this house, at some point when he leaves this house, someone else is not. And if they ask him for ID, if they ask him to identify himself, he needs to be able to. So yes, even though he's only 15, even though he doesn't leave the house hardly ever, even though he's still just your baby, somebody outside will see Tamir Rice. Somebody outside will see Trayvon Martin. Somebody outside will see Mike Brown. Or this little baby Cyrus. I watched that mother on the stand cry her eyes out as a witness, just saying, I just told him, you got to fight, baby. You got to fight. You just got to fight. Why y'all don't think him having that gun on him was him trying to fight? Him trying to survive his environment that was created, not one that he created, one that he was born into. And he was only born into it 13, 14 years ago. "14 years ago. I don't know how people want us to be able to just accept it as justice because some 12 people got it wrong. For whatever reason, they got it wrong. They got it wrong. They got it wrong. And people are mad because If justice is supposed to be there, if the laws are supposed to be there to prevent this from happening again, you didn't get it right in 1991. You didn't get it right in 2026. And what the hell are you going to do in 2030? Or 2050, or 2027, 2028, when it keep happening to our kids? When is the justice system gonna get it right for our babies? Why y'all keep telling us to just let the justice system do what it do, and it ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing? And then you get mad when we say burn this shit to the ground because you're not listening. Because it's not the same justice system for us as it is for others. We're asking for reparations for not only what you did to us in the past, but for what you're doing to us now. But there are other groups of people who are getting reparations. People who stormed the Capitol are about to try to get reparations, and you shooting our kids in the back. In the fucking back. And they can't get justice. And you wonder why we mad. I ain't a journalist. I'm a mother. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a reporter. I am a Black woman who is tired, who has PTSD, who is disgusted. Disgusted. You know how hard this is to report this over and over again. Maybe that's the problem. Y'all ain't mad enough. Y'all ain't seeing the right people in tears. I've never met this boy, and I'm literally crying because his life was taken from him. Seeing his mama cry, maybe you expect that. You don't expect to see me cry from it. You don't expect the visceral reaction. But I know I'm not alone. I'm not the only mother that sat in a house and watched this child trial and knew, not thought, not felt like, but knew that that could be their baby at any moment. I sat there and watched this and can say to myself, I could see myself, my family sitting in those pews, praying and hoping that 12 people that I have never met in my life can hear this story and see that this man deserved to go to jail for taking my baby from me. And if you don't see anything else other than that, if you see the fact, well, he walked in the store and, I mean, why was his hands in his pocket? Because he wanted them to be. When your kid got autism and they stimmying out and they need to do whatever and squishy things and they have to put, it's okay with that. But when this little boy want to wear his hoodie in the middle of the summer or whatever else it is and keep his hands in his pocket, all of a sudden it's nefarious. He put them back. You watched him put them back. You have a whole wall of shame. But for some reason, you left a customer, a paying customer, standing at the register. You, your son, and your wife all ran out over $1. To do what? To do what? Drag him back in? Because see, that was my question. When you caught him, what were you going to do? What were you going to do? Were you going to drag him back? Were you going to beat him up? Were you just going to take the waters out of his pocket? So when you didn't find the waters in his pocket, what were you going to do? My emotions stem from the fact that I know that as a person born in 1982, and all of the things that I have watched over my life and seen, it has given me PTSD. It has. It has. I saw Rodney King. I told you I'm from California. I saw Rodney King on TV. I saw the video. I saw them beat the shit out of that man with that baton. I saw the way his face looked when he stood there. Say, can't we all just get along? You still asking for peace. And here I am 30-something years later saying, burn it down. I understand why y'all mad. And for anybody saying, no, don't say that, you're inciting violence. I'm not telling you to go do something. I'm saying the system is freaking broken. And, you can't fix something on top of something else. You can't build something on top of something else that's already broken. You've got to clear that shit out. You've got to clear cut it, and you got to start from a new foundation. And God damn it, if we don't figure out a way to burn this system down and start over. Because this ain't working. This ain't working. This ain't even, you know what? Nope. I'm gonna bring out some of the videos. We're gonna go to the videos. We're gonna go to some of the videos of some of the people who have just opinions. Again, bias. Maybe the opinions that I post are one-sided, bias. And I will admit that there are people who really feel as though Mr. Chow was justified. There are. You will not see them on this channel. You won't see them on my page. Because I don't see the justification. If he would have shot a white boy, a Jewish child, if he would have shot another Asian child, if he would have shot anybody else, they would have showed, first of all of the pictures that they would have showed of that kid, he would have looked so young. They would have showed the young, even the way the son got up on the stand to try to infinitize himself. Because you see him in the video of the day of the incident where he looked like he loved hip hop. He got on his North Face gear, his hat to the back. He looked like he say nooga. In the video, he looked like he dap you up and everything. But when he was on the stand, all of a sudden he looked like, yes, Meek, I don't know what you're talking about. Where was all that big badness when the person that you were on the stand ain't the person that chased after that little boy? I just want to say that. And I saw through that. The person that was on the stand was not the person that shot through that little boy. Or who chased that little boy, because the father shot him. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think that the son should have been on trial too. And the reason why I feel like the son should have been on trial too is because if it would have been two little boys that went into that store together and one of them little boys would have robbed the store, they would have charged both little boys, even if the second little boy didn't know anything about what was about to happen, even though the second little boy might not have had a gun on him. Just because they walked in together, they would have charged him exactly the same, and they would have been both charged with murder. Now tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying when I say that. I want you to look me in my face and tell me, oh no, our justice system wouldn't do that. They wouldn't do that's not a two-tiered justice system that this America has. Please look me in my face and tell me that story. Here we go. Okay, so even then, I just realized something that I didn't see the first time or I didn't see during the trial. You can hear him say to her and move his pockets and show, I don't have any water. Not only that, but she sat there and watched him the whole time. You knew he didn't have no water. You saw him put the waters back. You saw him put the waters back. Not only that, the son was ready to go from jump. He the first one behind. Let's go. What was the need? What was the reason? I put the link in the chat. If you want to join the conversation, just make sure you have your clothes on. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it as clean as possible. But you can click the link and join the conversation. Mama Rasta says, I think they all want to have I got one of them stories. It makes them a hero amongst their peers. You know, throughout the decades or whatever, there have always been the jokes. You know, when you go into the Asian stores and there you walk in and the doorbell goes, nigga. You know what I mean? Or they follow you around the stores. Going forward, I want y'all to start doing something. And this is just something that God really knows that I am confrontational, that I can be confrontational, that I'm not going to back down just very easily, and I will step up and speak up. I think God really knows this about me, because yet have I met a Karen. And I'm not asking to meet one, but I'm saying yet have I met. And I think there's a reason behind that. You know what I mean? Because I will tell you how I feel. If I had somebody following me around the store like that, because I haven't had one Caucasian or Asian. If I had somebody following me around the store like that, do you know the way I would go get a basket for them? Because you're going to carry everything. Y'all, sometimes we got to start turning some of this stuff on people. You would become my personal shopper, because you standing there watching me and you following me. Can you help me get that up there? Can you get that for me down there? I need this from the back. I need 2 more of these. No, no. You don't have to worry about me stealing them. You're going to carry them. Come on, keep following me around the store. Get all this and go to the front and buy one thing, or not buy nothing at all. It just depends on what my petty is on that day, and walk out. We need more of that. We need more of that from us. We need more of when you figure that they putting you in a box and treating you a certain way, and you know goddamn well you don't deserve to be in that box or to be treated that way. you need to make a scene. Make them remember it. And I'm not talking about put your hands on people and yelling and fighting and all of that. No, baby, my crown will never fall off my head. Never. My crown will never falter. It will never slip. It will never drop. But I promise you, you're going to remember me. You're going to remember me. And it's just, it is what it is. We got some more videos that I just want to, just add to the conversation because I think it needs to be had. Before I do, let's see. We got the ink is not posted. The link is not posted. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me try again. I'm sorry. There we go. Hopefully that made it pop up. Okay. We have that happening daily here in New York. It's bad. I do that. I ask them for help every time and then I buy nothing. Absolutely, Mama Rasta. Absolutely. You gonna follow me around this store? Baby, I'm gonna put you to work. I'm gonna put you to work because and I can't remember the last time I had openly racist or openly prejudiced or stereotyping towards me, right? And again, just lucky, just lucky because I am Black and in the South and I'm a woman, so I know that eventually it's like going to the casino. Eventually I'm gonna strike gold. Okay, eventually it's gonna happen to me. I will say, when I was in high school, when I first moved here, I had a couple of incidences. Okay, so when I worked at Wendy's over off of Six Flags Drive, I had a man put all the money on my hand like this. He put all the money on the counter and slid it to me. So I picked the money up. I told you I'm from California. I'm not from here. I picked the money up. I look at it. I put it in the register. I get his change. And when he had the audacity to have his hand out, like I was going to respect him and put the money in his hand, the way I went like this and all the change and everything just flew everywhere. Next. That's all I did. He was mumbling underneath I was all kind of everything. I don't care because we're not doing that. The second incident I had, I was actually in high school. I was in a class and this little white boy was sitting in front of me and he had a little plastic toy monkey and he wrapped a noose around the monkey's throat and he was swinging it in front of me. And then he said something like, I don't understand why y'all don't go back to Africa. And I was like, you act like your family from here, like you ain't Dutch, French, or Scandinavian or some shit like that. Bitch, you ain't from here either. And he was a redhead. So I told him, you probably Irish, nigga. Don't fuck with me. Like, I'm not from here. So the same type of, I guess, humility, or it's not even it's been browbeat into certain demographics of people that they white, they gonna do that. Like, nah, you're not gonna do that. Where I grew up, racism was more, as my mom used to call it, it was more sniper attacks, meaning they were very overt. It wasn't covert. It wasn't overt racism like it is here in the South. And it's perpetrated by everyone. It's perpetrated by everyone, even by ourselves. We even perpetrate it at the same time, and it's horrible. It's not just white people that are saying that, well, it was his fault. There are Black people too that are blaming this child for his demise when it was not his. He stood there and said, I don't even have nothing. But he's Black, so he don't get the benefit of the doubt. He's a Black boy, so he must be lying. He's a thug, but he never brandished his weapon. But he's a thug. Let's see. Let's give you another video. Hold on. Let's see what somebody else is saying. Oh, okay. So this is what's going down on the ground, or at least this is what was happening as of last time I was able to find some videos, but I'm quite sure more is going on. If there's anybody that lives in the South Carolina area that, you know, has been paying attention to this. Oh, I see we do have somebody out here. We're gonna pull her up shortly. You know, just tell us what the climate is like actually in the neighborhood. I would like to hear that. And I think we have that about to come up. But before we do, let me play another video.
Lena Allen here at the Shell gas station on Park Lane Road, where protesters have gathered shouting justice for Cyrus after a verdict came down last night with the jury finding Rick Chow, who was charged in his murder, not guilty. And Cyrus Carmack-Belton, he was shot and killed outside the Shell gas station in 2023. And protesters here say that the system has failed them. And so they'll be out here until the late night hours. They actually started protesting late last night, and we'll continue to bring you more coverage.
From videos that I have found, and the one that I wanted to play next, it's not on here, so I need to go searching for it and see if I can't find it so I can play it for you guys. But from the videos that I have found, one, I have found that this was not Mr. Chow's first shooting. But the jury wasn't able to hear that. It wasn't evidence that was introduced. And since he didn't get on the stand, they also weren't able to introduce it. Right. So he had he has history here. Anybody else would say he's a menace to society and shouldn't be on the streets because he is shooting at citizens. But I digress. From my understanding, he has sold after this happened, they sold that location, but that he has other proprietary locations in the community, not just that business. So while I look for that other video and we cross over into the next segment of this conversation, we do have somebody here who actually lives there and lives about 10 minutes from the actual gas station and where this happened. And we're just going to get her insight on the climate of what's going on in South Carolina right now and in Columbia, and you know, what the people are saying and what she sees. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good morning, everyone. It's Teacher Anitra.
Hey, love bug, how you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, Columbia's kind of in an uproar. I live about 10 minutes away from everything. I attend church on the same road in which the shooting happened. They don't like it. I don't like it, definitely. I haven't been able to go and protest. However, a lot of people are driving by, honking horns. They're out there with signs. I even saw the sheriff, Mr. Leon Lott, went out there and said that he was upset too, that if even they didn't find him for murder, they should have got him for manslaughter, but the district attorney never introduced the lesser charge. He stopped traffic yesterday to allow them to, because there was so many people, to go into the street and was allowing the cars to go around because he understood their pain. He said he was pissed too. So
is it true that they're protecting that store? I think I saw something where they have a whole bunch of police cars outside of the store to make sure nobody is looting it or burning it down. But I also subsequently saw videos where people have been throwing water bottles and they have graffiti all over it. So I don't know if those videos were from 2023 or if those videos were from after the verdict. Can you let me know?
The graffiti is from 2023.
Okay.
If they've done anything now, they do have the store protected. There are sheriffs out there right now. Pretty much nobody's able to go into the store. They're not allowing them to right now. And they're saying that there's different owners. However, I saw something the other day that Mr. Chow owns a property in another city, which is exactly maybe 10 miles away from the new owners. So they're thinking that the new owners, even though the last name is Patel, is somebody he knows. There's also saying that he owns other. Sorry.
That he could possibly still be getting money from it, like he could like be a silent
Possibility.
something like that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
They're also saying that he owns other properties under other names, and also there's relatives of his that own properties on that same street that we never knew until all this went down. So they're telling us now to boycott anything, unfortunately, that's Asian. And that's unfortunate. That's getting your nails, going to the hair salons, going to get Chinese food. They're saying boycott it because we don't know who owns what. And even the place that they're saying that's on the same street, it's not even an Asian spot, it's a wing spot. It's a bar that sells wings, and they're telling them not to go there either.
So as a mother, a teacher, because this child, again, the proximity to you is very, very close. This child definitely could have went to a school that you taught at, or that your daughter used to go to, or that someone that went to, or whatnot. What are your feelings on it? I know that I'm a very outspoken, passionate, and sometimes rebel mentality, and combative, but I would like to know, other feelings on the matter. Am I taking it too far, saying we need to burn this down? Is my anger placed? What do you feel?
You're not taking it far at all. Burning down the current location, because they are saying that it's owned by somebody else, because he did sell it for $1.1 million back in 2024. I don't know if that'll be the route to take, but definitely hit them where their pockets are. And that would be stop spending money with them, because some of them don't really care about us at all. As a teacher, and I have taught in middle school, and he was in middle school, he definitely could have been one of my students. It definitely pains me. I've had this recently where one of my former high school students was found dead. And that hurt me. And she wasn't in a situation like this, but just to know, and she was an adult, but just to know that your child, my daughter who's 19, can't go to the store without being looked at, because she wears hoodies all the time. It is 75 degrees outside, and they'll be in a hoodie. But to know that she can't go to the store without being chased around and questioned and followed to see if she stole something that was $1. They could have wrote that off insurance-wise. My thing is, why didn't you call the police at the time that when he walked up the door, you thought he stole something? Okay, you wanted to see, the young son said, I want to see where he was going. Okay, that's fine. You didn't have to chase him, though, because he walked out of the store. He told you he didn't have anything. You could observe where he walked to. You didn't have to chase him. The reason why he ran is because he had a gun on him. And if you're chasing him, I don't want them to find that I have this gun, because then I'm going to get in trouble for having a gun. But he never pointed that gun at that boy. And they lied on the stand saying he pointed the gun, because all of the other people who saw it in the neighborhood said they never saw a gun. They never saw a gun.
This is something that, again, sometimes when you hear it differently, it make you think, on a different. I know why they didn't call the police, because you would have called the police and said somebody just came in my store and stole $1 water,
and the police would have laughed,
because it would not have been worthy of a call. And so,
even if it was 4 bottles,
even
if it was 4 bottles of water, that's still $4.
The police would not have came. And so I think what you were saying when you said it's a matter of being able to go back and be like, yeah, I got one of them. Yeah, I got it. because you know that the police weren't going to do anything. That's why you got that whole wall behind you of all these other people that done stole little knickknacks and little stuff from the store that don't constitute a felony, and it wasn't an actual robbery, so the police didn't come. This small petty theft. You tired of it. You trying to make an example. Yeah, I did it.
And my thing is, if you're tired of it, sell your store like you did and go do something else. If you're tired of people coming in there stealing all the time.
You know, for all of the, well, you know, that's when you work in a neighborhood like that, that's the kind of stuff you got to deal with. So go open somewhere else. Why is that never the answer? Okay, if my neighborhood is so bad to do business in, why do you keep coming to my neighborhood to do business in?
Because they know they're going to make the money. And to be honest, that neighborhood is not even that bad. Like, that's not the worst neighborhood in Columbia. Again, I said my church is on that same street.
What happened to my audio?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, I just said you're not willing to live in the hood. So when you said it was 10 minutes from you, I already got, said a little thought.
Absolutely.
This ain't bad. This ain't bad folk like that. Like, this ain't,
I go to church. I go to church on that road. So no, it's not that bad. It has a little bit of area that you have your little hood stores, and it has like one apartment complex that could be considered hood, but that's it. It's 3 or 4 more apartment complexes on that same road, and they're. It's not what?
It ain't Camelot.
And absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I feel like if you feel like that we're coming, like you said, into your stores and stealing all your stuff, then why build in our area? Why not go somewhere else? Go to Lexington. That's the other side of town where there are more lighter complexion people, more lighter than you and I.
Yeah.
And go over there.
It behooves me. I mean, not it behooves me. It irritates me in ways that, it's like you come in and you treat us a certain kind of way and you take away dignities that we deserve. So, I have said this and I bring up things and people like Sunshine, come on now, they do that for this reason. And I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to give you one that I can't stand. I can't stand going into these little stores to go try on clothes or to go buy stuff. And they little Shein stores inside of Greenbrier Mall. All them stores got the same doggone thing. Pink Clove. Well, Pink Clove is it's a franchise or whatever, a corporate store. So they actually keep their dressing rooms open. That's what I'm getting to. A lot of these places now, especially after COVID, they shut their dressing rooms down. Now, they say it's for cleanliness and everything else, but what it really is loss prevention. If a person can't go into the dressing room, it's less likely that they can be able to hide and
they can't steal.
Else. And so they do that. But in doing that, I can't try these damn pants on to make sure that my thigh gonna go through the leg part and my booty gonna fit in the butt part and my hips gonna fit in the waist part. And you won't let me come back and get a refund.
Now that's the problem for me because I don't really like going into those the little whatever rooms they call them, and trying on anything because sometimes they're not clean. They don't clean them things sometimes. I've worked in retail, and I've worked in Lane Bryant where I had to clean them.
I get that. I get that. But we also know that that's not the reason why that's not the main reason why they're doing that.
Oh, I know. It's they don't want anybody to go in there and steal because I worked at Macy's where they were stealing. They would go in there with several clothes and come out and steal. Yeah.
But this is the thing though, Anitra. You only do that at Greenbrier, but you're not going to do that at Perimeter. And you're not going to tell me that people that go to Perimeter steal less than people that go to Greenbrier. And I'm going to tell you why you're not going to tell me that. Because they gave it a real pretty name. So many of them do it that they gave it a real pretty name. It's called kleptomania. You know, black people never have kleptomania. They're thugs and they're stealing. They're this, that, and the third. But when white women go into a Sephora and steal a whole,
they have mental.
Am I wrong? When white,
they have mental issues.
The rush, and I just need, oh my, you know what I'm saying? But when black people are doing it because they are hungry and they starving and they don't have no food, all of a sudden they thugs.
Yeah, this case definitely opened the doors to a lot of racism that was already here. I'm from DC, but I'm in the South, and I've never experienced as much racism as I have living here. And I've been here, we were just talking about this morning. I've been here 26 years, minus the 2 times I had moved to Atlanta, and they don't count for real. So I've been here for 26 years.
He don't count. He don't.
They don't count.
He don't count.
No. But I've been here for 26 years, and this is the state in which I experience racism. This is the state. Now, I'm from DC. My mom moved me to Tallahassee, Florida when I was younger. And then I've lived here. And I've also lived, of course, in Atlanta. They didn't count. So this is where I experience racism. This is where I'm seeing it most, because we're so, they call it the Bible Belt area. But it's crazy because in Atlanta, you don't see it as much. And you're lower.
Atlanta's unofficial state motto is no time for hate. That's Atlanta's unofficial motto. It's no time for hate. And it's been like that since the 60s. And it's basically supposed to say that here in Atlanta, all that racism, we here trying to get money. We ain't got time for all that. But
we don't have time for it. Yeah.
Very much the underlining of it. We see it in the gerrymandering. We see it in the redlining. We see it in the gentrification. We see it in the food deserts. We see it in so many different ways, right? So saying that that we're above the hate is absolutely nefarious to even go there, because you're lying. But
it's not as evident like it is here. Like it's in your face here. It may be behind closed doors there.
Right.
And even with the gerrymandering, like shout out to South Carolina for shutting that down, because I swore.
Yeah, because Atlanta, Georgia didn't.
Yeah, South Carolina shut that down. It was like, absolutely not. We're gonna at least let them have that one little baby district.
Right. And
give me one little baby district.
It's really sad. And it's like, you do your little part, and I say that you do your little part to change, because you go vote and you take your kids with you so that they understand the importance of voting. And, you try to be a steward of your community, and you're speaking out and you're doing all the things. And then this happens. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, so what else do you want from me? What, at this point, what do y'all want from me? Because you can only poke a bear, but for so long before the bear bites back. And y'all have been at a people that continuously want to welcome you. That's the crazy part about this, is that when you look at the Asian culture as a whole, it's kind of standoffish and kind of like, you're not one of us, right? Same thing with Jews. Everybody else kind of has this real, we over here and we not a part of it, but not black people. Black people are the most welcoming. Everybody can come in. We gonna tell hey, baby, you look good. I see you, boo. Like, we are the most giving and loving and welcoming, and we are treated the most vile and vicious, like that
shittiest.
You tell your kids to look for a black woman when they are in trouble, but in the same breath, you say that I am a marauding marauder. You know what I mean? Like we're prostitutes and whores, but
yes,
little Johnny, go look for the prostitute. Like, well, how does that make sense? That don't
It
make
doesn't.
sense.
Nothing. To be honest with you, nothing about racism makes sense. You made us come here. Then when we get here and we start to make a life of our own, you take it away. And because of the fact that you know how powerful we are and how we can invent stuff and we can make stuff so much better, you try other ways to bring us down. You shoot us. You try to take away our district voting. You want us, now you're trying to put in where you got to have all these documents just to vote because you know what we're capable of. You know how we came out in droves when it was time to elect Obama. Like when we put our mind into something, shit happens. And that's what they're afraid of.
And that's why, let's go to the next segment. And that's why I am loving this idea of people saying, well, you know what? Maybe it is time to boycott, because the way we have done Target, like the way Target has felt
The way y'all done Target. Let's not talk about it.
First of all, let's be honest. Your Target shopping has diminished a lot.
It has.
Like
It
you
has.
are really
I did not go in the store.
necessities.
I did not go in the
Target
store.
haul or a run in a minute. I ain't seen you with a Target t-shirt on in a minute.
I've been doing better.
Okay then.
I got on my Witty Hutton World Tour t-shirt on today, but
so yeah, tell me that they ain't feeling that Anitra is only buying tissue and eggs and ain't buying t-shirts.
That's it. Not even eggs. Eggs come from Sam's. We not even doing that.
Okay. So, you know, when people are saying maybe we need to bring this fight to their front door. So I brought up something, and again, you have people on both sides. And again, maybe it might be the militant in me, maybe it might be the rebel, maybe it might be the combatant. I don't know. But it was on my heart, and it was right after the verdict came down, and it just everything kind of just together. I'm over on Moreland Avenue. You know what? I'll let myself tell you. I'll let myself tell you. How about that? Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere, girl. Here we go. I just want to say this as a PSA. I personally want to start boycotting all stores that won't let us go to the bathroom. You got a restaurant and nobody's allowed to use the restroom in your establishment. It's crazy. Let's just say that. It's crazy that you have a restaurant and people can't go to the bathroom. Now, I won't be back. And I'm almost about to get a refund. The only reason why I'm not is because I'm with my kid and we about to go to the movies. And this is what she wants to eat. And it's nothing else around here right now that I'm willing to eat. But the fact that you won't let me go to the restroom, we got to start boycotting these spots, because they only do this in the hood. You don't go in white neighborhoods and they don't let you go to the bathroom. It's not possible. It's just ridiculous. Okay, let me first say this. It does not escape me that the location of where I was is somewhere where you have a lot of vagrants, that you have a lot of people that are on drugs, that you have people who are not always as cleanly or as respectful to their environment. Okay, I get that. I understand that. But if you go down the street to Burger King, which is a franchise, guess what they do? They lock the doors and they give you a key. Every gas station does the exact same thing. They lock the doors, they give you a key. Okay? Also, other establishments do things like lock the doors and tell you you have to make a purchase for you to use the restroom. This is what happened. I walk into this establishment. I ordered $30 worth of food. After I finished paying, and I paid because I had my receipt in the hand in the video the whole time. I said to the lady, you know what? I got to pee. Can I go run to your restroom real quick? And she goes, we don't have a bathroom. Oh, no, you have a bathroom. I can see it. You have stuff in front of it and you've closed off the restroom. You have a restroom. I'm a paying customer. You should allow me to use the restroom. And she was like, I don't have to let you use the restroom. Oh, it's not about letting. It's about customer service. See, this is the thing that pisses me the hell off about a lot of y'all folks is that y'all expect that customer service is that I'm supposed to key with you when you're feeling like you want to fuck with somebody. You know, I was just coming up here. I was just fucking with you. And I'm supposed to back with you. Customer service is when you are the person that has the job and you are providing the service for the person and they are experiencing it. Okay. Customer service is going into that restroom and it's clean. Do I understand that they might have to clean it more or that they might have people who do worse things to it because of the location that they're in? Yes. But we also went back to saying you chose to be in this location. You chose to be in this neighborhood. You understood the demographics and what was going on, and you make the money from us because you're still here. You can look at me any other time. You use your racism or you use your powers of deduction to decide that I'm going to steal. But on the other side, you can't look at me and decide she's not going to go in that bathroom and throw shit on the walls. All of a sudden, your ability to look at a person and decide what you think about them is out the window. The fact that I just gave you $50 fucking for some chicken wings and some rice should allow me the courtesy to go wash my hands, to relieve myself, to tell me, oh, you got to go somewhere else. So now at 9:30 at night, I'm supposed to drive around and find another location that might possibly let me use their restroom. Y'all, we sit up here and we don't think about it like this, or we don't think we're like, oh no, we're always we try to, again, so inviting, so welcoming. Oh no, I get why they do that. They do it because it is that and the third. Yeah, but who cares? You chose to be a business owner. If I was the business owner, and then that's the part that irritates the hell out of me too, because you expect more from your people than you expect from other people. Because if it was a Black establishment and you walked in there and I didn't have a bathroom, you would be on my ass. You would be so far on my ass about why you ain't got nowhere for people to use the bathroom and and it wouldn't matter. And it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if it was out of order because y'all keep throwing paper towels down. You would expect me to have it fixed and it to be available. But we don't give that same standard to other races and other people. We don't give that same standard. And just so you know, I looked it up. It's a loophole. Because I said, and like I told you, I will say something. I said something to her. And the lady said, no, I don't have to have a restroom. I said, no, I think you do have to have a restroom. And I've lived in this neighborhood, or I've been up and down this place long enough to know that this place has been here long enough that it definitely was built with a restroom in it. Like this wasn't no, like y'all didn't just build this and no, this is a grandfathered in location. You definitely got a bathroom in here, right? Because you wasn't the first person here, American Wings. Okay. So she goes, no, we don't have, they don't force us to have it. Okay, bet. Let me go find the statute. She's right. As long as you don't provide seating area.
And that's what I told you.
As long
that's
as they're in, then you don't have to have a restroom. Now,
if it's a carry out.
That is the stupidest loophole I've ever heard of, because the same location, you can tell that they had dine in, and what did they do? They took all of the dine in out so that you would not be able to eat inside, and they can close the restroom and they can have that loophole. If that's the case, go be a food truck. If that's the case, set your restaurant, like really set it up so that nobody can like.
No, because okay, when you go up north, there are a lot of carryouts that don't have restrooms.
And I get, because
like if you go to the Chinese spot, you go inside, you order your food, you get it. There's no restroom, you go back out. So you can't. It's common. It's common that they don't. Now the messed up part is that they removed the seating so that they don't have to give you a restroom. If that's how they did it. If that's how they did it. They could have just removed the seating because they didn't want all them people sitting in there, you know what I'm saying? Period. But if they did it like that, then that would be messed up. But I said that to you the other day.
That's my point. That's my point. I get it. You go to Crumble Cookies, they ain't got no restroom. You walk in, you get your stuff out. Y'all didn't y'all didn't that wasn't y'all business model. You did that because of the way the neighborhood is, or because you don't want to deal with this and that or whatever. You did it as a response, right? Okay, build your business model with that response then. Come in already doing that. Let that already be it. But to be disrespectful, it somehow there's disrespect there because you're taking away something that the people should have and you're modifying it just because you don't want to, just because you don't want to deal with it. And in some kind of way, my brain finds that to be disrespect. Because you couldn't just go to another neighborhood and just be like, you know what, I don't want to service y'all like this no more. Let's say it used to be a coffee house. Let's say at one point people could come in, sit down, have your latte or whatever, go to the restroom, whatever. And then one day the ownership said, I don't like the neighborhood no more. I don't like the people. So I'm gonna move all the chairs out and all you can do is walk in, get your coffee and leave. You don't think the people in the neighborhood would have something to say and feel like you come? No, it's disrespectful. It is. And what makes it feel like that to me is the fact that other businesses in the neighborhood are able to still have sit down seating. I could understand it if everybody was like, nah, this neighborhood just so bad that nobody over here, everybody kind of like a Sonics. But no, right across the street, Subway allows you to walk in, sit down. They got bathrooms. You got a Burger King down the street. And anybody who's like, well, why you didn't go there? They were closed for one, because we did go to Subway first and they had just closed because it was after 9 o'clock. And for two, I don't eat that kind of food. I didn't want the wings and things. It was what my daughter wanted. I don't eat that. And it wasn't that great. But I did that for the kid. But I'm still a part of this community. And my opinions and what I see is valid and they matter. And I'm not saying this just within myself. What if a mother is in there and she walks in and the baby spits up and throws up all over themselves? So what? I'm supposed to put this kid back in the car. And again, somebody say that's not the establishment's problem. But you're here in the community and we are patronizing your business. And I paid. Not I just came in and I have a problem. I have given money to your establishment. You don't even have the decency to allow me the dignity to have a restroom.
But friend, you have to think about it like this.
Huh?
What you paid for was the food. You didn't pay, like, I understand where you're coming from, and you and I have already had this conversation and we're gonna have it again on live. Like I said, it just depends, because have you ever been to American Wings before they removed the seating? Or did, when American Wings opened, did they ever have seating? If they removed the seating and then said you can't go to the bathroom, that's different. What if it was another establishment beforehand? Let's say it was American Deli. American Deli had seating, you can use the bathroom. Then they said, you know what? We don't want to do a sit down restaurant, even though we got this space. Let's just make it a carry out. Let's take out the seats, and then that way they can't use the bathroom either. That may be their model. You can't be mad at them for that being their model. I understand common decency. And I understand what you're saying. I paid this money. I can at least use your bathroom, but they don't have to let you. And that's what you have to understand.
The one on Cascade, they had adequate seating, because I seen Mama Rasta is saying there's also an occupancy thing there. Not just because you can sit doesn't mean you can sit. And I understand exactly what you're saying. But I'm specifically the places that did it purposefully. I can think of 2 restaurants that I know of that had seating, and definitely after COVID, they never put their seating back, and they closed down their restrooms, and they took away the ability for that. Even after everything fit where everybody came back, they kept it like that. And I will say,
But even after COVID, a lot of people had to let go of some of their employees. So if it's only 2 people here working and one cooking and one at the register, I might not have time to go clean up for you to sit down or for go clean up the bathroom so you can use the bathroom. So sometimes it just depends on the situation. COVID messed up a lot of stuff for everybody.
it did. It did.
So yeah, they might have had to let go 5 or 6 people because they couldn't afford it, and now it's just mom and pop running the store. And then at this point, guess what? Mom is like, I'm on the register. Dad back there cooking. I can't come out, bring you up, come out, clean up the table for you to sit down and eat, and go back and clean the restroom. So how about let's just cut all this out? Let's just make it a carry out. So you come get your food, go about your business. And I'm not saying that's what they did. Some people are malicious in the way that they do certain things. But you don't necessarily know, so you can't blame them for that.
I can still have an opinion, whether
You're
wrong or right. Now, this is one thing I want people to understand about me, though. I am okay with knowing that my opinion might be mine alone, and might be wrong. That I think that's something that a lot of people need to be able to sit in sometimes, even though you have your opinion and you disagree with the masses or not. If you do, and that is still your opinion, it's okay to be your opinion, and you to understand that you can be wrong. So I want that to be known. I'm listening to all of your arguments, and I can understand where your argument is coming from and how you are right. I absolutely do. And you're giving great points, which make absolute sense. Again, like I said, places like I think Cold Stone Creamery is like that as well. Or I'd use them because we haven't been to a dang, I missed
Well, I
that.
know there's an Insomnia Cookies, and you would think you could just come get your cookies and go about your business, but they actually have seats and they have a restroom because I go there all the time.
So again, I get it. I absolutely get it. But I also know that it is perpetuated a lot more in our communities for said reasons, right? And at some point in time, we still have to say, hey, look, you can't just come here and just treat us any old kind of way and make money off of us and just treat us any old kind of way. There has to be some sort of standard. There has to be some sort of demand of respect. And I think a lot of times we just yield and say, well, it's just like it is this. But at the same token, I will say this too. We also have to stand up and be a steward of the community. You want these people to come in and have businesses and treat you a certain way. You also have to make sure that you do your part as well, that you are clean, that you make sure people around, hey, don't leave that down there like that. Get that, clean that up. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be in your community as well. You know what I mean? Like we have somewhere the village turned into such a big city that nobody can check the village anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
we don't check the kids. We don't check each other.
And you have issues like this with Mr. Chow, where now all of a sudden the village wants to stand up. Now all of a sudden the village has a loud voice and we all want to come together as one. But we got to do this in times of not just in times of strife, not just in times when it's bad. We've got to do this all the time. You know what I'm saying? We've got to step up. And I just, again,
but I think there's so many issues. We've learned to pick our battles. Like there's so many things that happen day by day by day by day. And if we sit up here and fight everything, baby, we'll be tired. And I think we just pick our battles.
Too. We are between the PTSD and the fatigue. We're just tired. We're just tired. And the limbs are not broken, but they are bent. and they are heavy, and
They're about to fall off.
but you know what? And see, I don't know if it's if it's me, just the optimism in me. Instead of seeing them fall off, I see the branches flinging back. And in my mind, it's like that force, that fling back, it knocks a lot of old dead leaves off. It knocks off old branches that can't stay like that can't stay in. Like it resets itself. It cleans up. I don't feel that we should bend to the point where we are going to break. I think we can recover. I do. And unfortunately for us, because it sucks, I think the millennial group are going to be the group that helps do it. I really do. I think the Mundanis, I think the sunshines, I think the people who are just willing to say, the fatigue is real and enough is enough, and I pray and I hope that I get to see that day instead of seeing some of the other ones that I can imagine happening. But
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you see in the future, in the days coming of this situation? Do you think this is going to be one of those things that people are just going to be mad at? And I'm specifically meaning in Colombia. I'm not talking about the rest of the country. I'm meaning at the epicenter of where this is happening at right now, right? Do you feel as though this is going to be one of those things that kind of blows over and it just, they let it go? Or do you think this is going to be something that actually becomes a part of this city? Like it's something that fuels the city? Because you weren't too far from the Dylan Roof situation in Charlotte, right?
That was Charleston, South Carolina. I'm
Charleston,
about an hour away from that. Mm-hmm.
But you also kind of felt the effects.
And we were mad about that too. Yeah, I was here. And me personally, I'm racking my brain on how do we fix it? How can we go about fixing this? This man murdered a young child, and then so-called peers who my peers, I don't know what the jury makeup was. I did see it was multicultural, but then I heard somebody say there was not one black person on that jury.
Really?
But my peers, that's what I saw. I mean, when I looked it up,
like to see
Google
the jury
said it was multicultural. Google said it was multicultural. It was, I think it was 8 men, 6 women, and that included the alternates. But when I saw something online, it said not one black person was a part of that jury. So I don't know. But my group of peers took it upon themselves to look at the evidence and say that he was not guilty. And I don't feel like those are my peers. So where do we go from here? I honestly don't know. There was another situation that happened, and I think you and I talked about this a couple years ago. It was on the Shade Room and everything. A white man, a drill sergeant at Fort Jackson, sat up here and did something to a young black boy, and they went to his house and stood out there for days until he moved. There was a way to fix that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But how do you fix, because we can't bring the young man back. We can't bring Cyrus back. Can we kill the other guy? Probably so, but that's not, like, you don't want to eye for, I mean, I know some people do want to eye for eye, but that's not the way to do it. So
I can honestly say I don't.
do believe the family.
That crossed my mind. I never thought about.
Oh, somebody probably did.
Yeah, definitely. I just want to say, I just want to put it on record. I don't think I ever given that man the death penalty or anything like that. I felt like he old enough. If you give him 25 years, it's what's gonna happen is gonna happen. Yeah.
I do agree with Ty Rutherford, the attorney, saying that they're going to civilly sue him because he does have money. Like I said, he owns other establishments, so-called, or his family owns it. Sue him and get the money's worth. Nothing's gonna bring that little boy back. No money, no nothing. But at least this family can have some type of closure. Because, like you said earlier, they don't have closure. Their son was killed in broad daylight by somebody. It was evidence that it was done. He said he shot him, but yet y'all said not guilty.
So let's touch on this real quick too, because we only have a couple more minutes left, and I want to touch on this before we go, because I couldn't find it. But oh no, wait, did I find it? Hold on, wait a minute. I think I might have. Let's see. I'm sorry. Y'all know I control this myself. Is that what there? Here's something, and I want to see what your opinion is on this. Here, if you've heard about this, here we go.
This was his third shooting. The jury didn't get to know that, but I'm going to make sure that you know about the 2 previous shootings before Rick Chow was found not guilty for taking the life of 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack-Belton. 2015, a woman stole beer and peanuts. Chow says that she then threatened his life, and then she got in a vehicle, so he shot at that vehicle 6 times. Now, thank goodness no one was hurt, but Chow was not charged. Investigators called it self-defense. The second time was in 2018. A man stole oven cleaner. Chow says that that man then assaulted him, so he shot him twice. No charges. Self-defense. The man who stole the oven cleaner, though, he was charged in connection with that case. And then we get to 2023. That's when 14-year-old Cyrus went into a convenience store owned by Rick Chow. Chow said that he stole water. Surveillance video showed that he did not. Cyrus ran from that store, and he ran so hard during the 130-yard chase where Rick Chow was chasing him with a weapon and with his son. Cyrus, this child, ran so fast that he ran out of one of his shoes and his belongings fell out of his pocket, including a weapon, and then he was shot in the back as he was running away. Chow and his son said that Cyrus pointed that weapon at them, and that's why Chow fired, but they're the only people who say that. The other witnesses say they never saw anything in Cyrus's hand. And according to the prosecution's experts, Cyrus was shot in the back while he was running away, so how would he have been pointing a weapon that was on the ground that had fallen out of his pocket as he ran for his life? And a lot of people want to say, well, a 14-year-old had a weapon. That's the end of the story. Not guilty for Chow. Having a weapon, no matter what age, does not automatically mean someone gets to take your life. Is it A-okay hunky-dory that a 14-year-old had a weapon? No, but that is not the end of this case. I personally do not believe that he was pointing it at Chow or his son. I believe the witnesses that were there that didn't have a relative on the line for going to prison for this. Other people want to say, well, he may have put the water down, but he planned to steal. Planning to steal or even stealing should not be a death sentence. If he stole a bottle of water, which he did not, but even if he did, call the police. Put up a sign that says this kid stole a bottle of water, a basic necessity of life, and he's no longer allowed in this store. If a woman steals beer and peanuts, call the police. Put up a sign that says this woman stole beer and peanuts, she's not allowed in this store. If a man steals oven cleaner, put up a sign, call the police. None of those things should be death sentences. And the fact that people are online saying, well, he intended to steal, well, he had a weapon. You think that means a 14-year-old child should have died? I hope you'll really think about that. I just wanted to make sure everyone knows about the 2 previous shootings. The jury did.
Okay, I just want to say something, right? I want to say something. Okay, if you live in this neighborhood and the neighborhood talk, because the neighborhood talk, and you know this man done shot at 2 other people already, and now he chasing you, wouldn't you be booking it too? Because I be gone.
And I would.
Because I already know he's going to shoot my ass. Because he has the propensity to do it. He's already done it and got off twice.
And I've seen a video where he slammed these young girls on the ground.
This is egregious that it wasn't entered into evidence, because that goes to the state of mind of the victim. When you ask, why do you think he ran the way he did? I don't know. Oh, it could be because your daddy done shot 2 people already.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to tell me that you don't know that he know that. You don't know he was about to try to steal.
And my thing is, what they keep saying something about stealing because he didn't have no money on him. I pay with my card. I pay with my phone all the time. I never really carry cash. I will walk into a store with my phone to pay and won't have a purse. So does that mean I'm gonna steal? And another thing they're talking about because he had a weapon. I got a weapon too. Does that mean I'm about to kill somebody?
No. I want you to stop right there. I want you to stop right there. You just said that they said that he was probably gonna steal because he didn't have no money on him. But look, in 1991, that little girl had that
She had cash in her hand
and the money in her hand, and they still shot her.
Yep. That was just an excuse. That was just an excuse because, like I said, everybody has Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, whatever it's called. You can pay with your card. You can pay with your phone. So why is it that was an excuse you thought he was going to steal? Because no, he probably sat there and was like, this, I'm finna curse. This bitch behind me keep watching me. And I don't even want to buy nothing in here no more because she following me around the store. I feel like I'm in menace to society. Hurry up and buy because she walking behind me. Somebody put this water back and I'm not gonna patronize. I'm thinking that's what he was doing. Like, you know what? I changed my mind because she's standing here watching me put 4 waters in my hand. And you know what? I'm putting back. I'm going to put them back. And he didn't have time to steal anything else. All you saw him do was walk around the store. On him.
I kind of wish he was old dog. That would have been better.
I want to know the dude that they left in the store. What did he steal? That's what I want to know.
I hope. Look,
that's what I want to know.
I know this sounds so bad, but when I saw that and I realized
everything.
That he stole everything in that front. I hope he got like 4 boxes of Newports. Like, I hope he was the booster man. I really
he could have snatched the register the way they ran out.
A booster. God. I really hope everybody on the block right now got 99-cent hot Cheeto fries and Takis because of this nigga. Like, for real, for real. Because why did everybody ran out of the store and left the customers in the store?
Left that man right there at the register. I would have knocked off some lottery cards. Some lighters.
Think about the lottery.
I don't even smoke blunts, but I would have grabbed some papers, some
incense in that little box right there.
All of it right here. All of it right here.
House smelling good. House smelling good. For real, for real.
Great.
I would have took all this. I definitely.
Yeah. So to answer your question, what Colombia is going to do, they're probably going to do what they're doing now for a couple of days, and then it's probably going to die off because what else can we do? Now, there is talks all on social media about, like I said, boycotting all these different establishments that are owned, not necessarily by him, but anybody that's Asian, because we feel like they don't necessarily respect us. So it's like going to the black people to get your nails done.
Wait. Since you brought that up, here we go.
If y'all really want to show people that y'all care about Cyrus, don't walk into no more nail salons. Don't walk into the beauty supply store. Get whatever you need off of Amazon. Do not shop at these Asian liquor stores. Halt all your business with Asian businesses. We need to really start showing niggas that we not fucking with y'all if y'all not fucking with us. This man just got non-guilty for putting a bullet in a young black man's back over water he didn't steal. Do not walk into any Asian businesses for the next 60 days. Fuck 30. Let's try to do that. Try to go to the Russians. Try to go somewhere else to get your nails done. Go get your liquor somewhere else. Do not support any Asian businesses this month. If we stick together, we can show that our fucking money matters. Because I don't understand what.
Okay, so real talk though. I think I'm on this one. Y'all know I'm good for a silent
Me
protest.
too.
Y'all know I haven't stepped foot in a Target target since we started the boycott. Me and Teacher Nitra, we be laughing about it, but I ain't been the target in at all. So, and then my Walmart be once a year. Like I really don't go to Walmart if I don't have to. That is, and I never have to. That's my silent protest too. So, I get my nails done by a black girl already. I had already been on that. I do get my toes done wherever I want to. Like I just walk into some random place. But I'm actually gonna get online today and be like, I'm looking for black nail techs in the Douglasville area that specifically do feet, because a lot of black nail techs don't do feet. So or I'll do it myself because I'm a black nail tech. But I'm good on 60 days is light work. Light work. I thought we meant indefinitely, and I was just gonna have to get
I
on.
can do a whole year. Like, say
Yeah,
less.
but
Because
60
only
days,
thing it's gonna hurt me is the Chinese food. But I'll find a way to make that.
baby, we can start doing some recipes. We'll find some stuff together. For me, I
Yeah.
was about to be like my eyelashes, but I actually know of about 3 different black owned beauty supply stores, and one of them is in
Mm-hmm.
Douglasville. So I'm just gonna start going over there to get my eyelashes. And if I gotta pay a couple of dollars more, I pay a couple of dollars more. I'd rather put it in the black community where it's gonna recirculate within the black community at least extra 2 or 3 times than to continue
Absolutely.
to patronize people who don't respect me, don't respect my community, don't respect my people. You know what I'm saying? Don't live in the community, don't care how the community turn out. Nah, I'm against that. And it's nice to see the people that are online that are allies, that are like, hey y'all, this, especially the ones that look like them, that are saying what y'all did, what happened was wrong. I appreciate that. For everyone on both sides of the aisle, whatever your complexion is, that are blaming this child, I promise you, I'm judging you. Like, it's certain things where we be like, oh, we listen and we don't judge. Nah, fuck that. I judge a
I'm
lot
judging you.
of character by some of the stuff that y'all say and some of the stuff that y'all let slide, and judge my character just the same way. It should be. I'm not saying I'm above reproach. Judge me, judge my character, because that's what I try to work on. I try to be a good person. I'm not afraid to say I'm wrong and to change my mind if I feel as though it needs to be changed. But I'm also okay with standing alone in my decision. If that's my character. If you don't like that, judge that
Mm-hmm.
about me too. But I think somewhere along the lines, we became so sensitive in the pacification of people's emotions and feelings, where we start letting people get away with shit they don't need to be getting away with.
Absolutely.
Like, for real, for real.
Absolutely.
And y'all need to be more upset about this. We was mad then. We should be pissed the fuck off right now. Because she said it. She
Correct.
just said it. He didn't, that they didn't think he was going to buy the water because he didn't have no money in his hand. Y'all ain't learned from the past. The little girl had the money in her hand and they still shot her in the damn
It
head.
didn't matter.
Definitely should.
It didn't
You
matter.
definitely should have convicted him, because we've been down this road before. We've been down this road before like this, and we're gonna come back. That's the part that makes my stomach hurt. That's the part that pisses me off, is that we're going to see it again. If not in my lifetime, in my children's lifetime, but somebody else is going to do this to one of our children again.
Again. And the district attorney in South Carolina, get rid of his ass, because why would you not introduce the lesser charge?
Yeah,
Because I think he
that
thinks
was a
that it
question
was
that I had.
surefire. It was murder.
Why was that the only charge?
He thought it was probably surefire murder.
Okay, isn't the charge something
Get
like
rid of him.
charging a weapon in public or something like that? Because, like,
No, they could have did manslaughter. They could have did manslaughter. If not murder, manslaughter. If they put that on there, he definitely would have got that, because either way, he killed that boy. But the thing is that murder in the state of South Carolina, you have to say it's with
intent.
malicious intent.
Mm-hmm.
And so the people of the
So,
jury did not think it was malicious.
let me ask you this question too, because I see a couple people hinting at it, and I just, me, I wait, because I can hear Stoner saying, "Let that nigga make money." Shit, he this is a job. Let him make money. How do you feel about the defense as this black man?
Oh, that pissed me off.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't the only one who felt in my feelings. Because I really felt
The
like
main lawyer was not black. The main lawyer was not black, but one of the lawyers was black. And for you to put him up there, I wanted to punch him in his throat.
Pick another day, sir.
And I know he probably was like, "Don't put me to do the closing arguments. Don't make me do that. Don't make me."
He's the face at this point. He is the face of the trial. And I mean, I just, the words that my brain are saying, I don't want to just say, put that on this man, because I've never met him. I don't know him. And I can hear Stoner. If we were talking about this tomorrow, I can hear Stoner saying, "Nah, Sunshine, that man had a job to do. You don't know if he got put on that case or if he chose the case or however else. He had a job to do and he did his job." In that sense, that part of me understands that. But good God, dog, there's another part of
But
me.
it's like job morals. Job
Devil's Advocate, where Keanu Reeves had to sit there with the man and he jacking off in court, and he's realizing that I am literally defending the devil, right? I like, you have
absolutely
to ask yourself, at what point is it, yes, I'm just doing my job? When you're a soldier and they telling you to go in there, yes, I'm just doing my job. When you're a police officer and yes, I'm just, at what point is it, no, this ain't right?
I'm not doing that.
I'm good. I don't want this one. I don't need this one on my rec. I don't need this tally mark. I'm good. At what point is it that? You know what I mean? Because I'm the person to be like, damn, I'm gonna lose my job because fuck Mr. Child. I'm not. Hell no. I'd be done read the whole deposition and said,
absolutely not. I'm not.
what,
Y'all not gonna put me in. And they did that on purpose. They did that on purpose.
Exactly. Look. So I'm the prosecutor? Nah, you the defense. Of who? I'm not defending this shit. Like that, I can see myself saying that. I can see myself going home, having to calling Anitra, Anitra, let me tell you what they tried to tell me I was gonna do today.
And I'd have been like, "Bitch, don't do it. Don't do it, bitch. Ain't enough money." Nope.
And I get it. It's your job and whatever else, and you believe in the law, but this wasn't justice. I'm gonna stand on that over and over again. This was not justice from the beginning to the end, from him chasing him and trying to whatever he thought he was doing. That wasn't justice. The trial, that wasn't justice. You know what? I hope his parents do sue, and they sue him and whoever else they can sue, and they get millions of dollars. But if they don't, that won't be justice.
Now, the family attorney, Todd Rutherford, said they're suing.
The money ain't enough. The money ain't enough. Running him out of town ain't enough. Because y'all gonna run that man out of town. I know y'all gonna run that man out of town. That's not gonna be enough. I cannot believe I sat here for 2 hours and talked about this. But
you did your part from where you are. And I hope everybody that's on this live continue to do your part in any way you can. I know I ain't saying do nothing to the man, but let's let them feel it in their pockets. Like, stop patronizing them because they don't care about us.
Yeah.
They don't.
I will say that I concede on the restroom issue. I get it. I understand. I won't. And I don't. Let me say this,
Free, because I was arguing you down. I was like, you don't know them people. You don't know what's going on.
I'll say I concede in the sense of I'll still go and I won't be all mad about it. I just go find somewhere they won't get it. They won't get a talking to. Okay. Or I will just
don't go back. Don't
or
go back.
I choose restaurants that do have restrooms that don't try to take me out. That'd be my silent protest. You know what I'm saying? I will concede and say, okay, I was wrong. I was unjustly. I treated them unjustly for my lack of information. But I still stand.
No, because she didn't have to get nasty back with you saying we don't have to give you. No, that was poor piss customer service. So she could have said, no, ma'am, we just don't have a restroom for customers. I'm sorry. That could have been it.
And I'll go on my side by saying that we still need to definitely make sure that people in our community respect us. And if we feel as though there are places that are not showing us respect or that are not stewards of the community that they are serving, that we treat them as outsiders as such. We've got to,
at this point, segregate us.
We've got to start, because any other community would do it to us, has done it to us, does do it to us. And we're the only ones that just let people anybody, everybody come in all willy-nilly and treat us any old kind of way. And we all have stories. We all have stories.
Look, friend, I gotta go to a meeting.
What you say?
I gotta go to a meeting.
Oh, okay, bye. I see you later. Mama Rosa said, you mean. I know, you know what? I used to be real hurt when people said that about me. They'd be like, you kind of mean. And I'd be like, I'm not mean. I'm one of the nicest people you will ever meet. And I think in a sense, that's the balance of the Libra. Yes, I can be one of the nicest people you have ever met. I think that is a very true statement about me. I'm very giving and loving and, very open. But when I feel strongly about something, I am who I am, and I can say when I'm wrong. I can have my mind changed. I can. If evidence is presented that makes sense, not feelings, not just, whatever, but if it makes sense. Like I said, I went and looked up the law, because when you tell me, no, I could do it. Okay, let's go see. Let's go see what legally you could do. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, well, I see we're okay. And then, like I said, my brain started thinking, okay, well, we got places like Crumble Cookie. They don't usually have restrooms in there. And no, they don't have seating. I see it. I can take the racism out where I'm the accusatory tone of like, oh, well, you're only doing this because no, I can see that. But I also can, in the same time, see the nuance and say there's still something else there that we need to make sure it's not that. And if it is that, then we need to make sure that we hold them accountable or that we bring it to light. That's all I'm saying. And with that, I ain't saying no more, because the show is over. And hopefully y'all enjoyed the show today. I had some other stuff I wanted to talk to y'all about. I guess I'll talk to you about it tomorrow. Hopefully Stoner Brown will be in the building, but if not, we'll have a great show anyway. I was told that She Unfiltered will not be on today, so come back to the Hits 92.3 platform for Unbox Top 10 at 4 p.m. and for the King Raphael show at 7. I'll see you guys later and play you some music out. Love you bunches. Bye.
Da 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 da. You get on my damn nerves. My patience running thin. This ain't even anger. Bitch, you make me anxious. This is barely about us. You got problems in your mind, and you keep making big threats, and we don't see eye to eye. You
and you treat me kinda cruel. All your moves is crazy, you compromise my safety. All your friends are shady, they tried to warn me vaguely. You patronize me daily, you never call me baby or treat me like a lady. And mainly, quite frankly, you get on my damn nerves. My patience wearing thin, and this